And here it is again, the blade's trying to start up in the early morning wind. This is what happens all the time, is that you can see the Oswind blades are definitely taking what wind is available, which is probably only about maybe 3, 4, 5 kilometres an hour, and basically wanting to get superior low wind performance of the GOE blades. Even though it's turning, it's probably not producing any power at the moment, but for the first little puff of wind that comes along, then they're ready to basically make power. Whereas the other one with the standard blades, that's pretty much what you see all the time in this low wind condition. Showing a comparison of the two mills. The first one here is the standard one with the normal blades, and you can see it yawing all over the place. If you take note of the anemometers, they've got little wind indicators, and it's showing the wind direction. The one behind's got the Oswind blades on it, and it's tracking the wind very well. And what happens, even though I'm in a fairly turbulent wind condition, all of a sudden you'll see the other one just start to turn around, the first one, the original, and it just goes off the wind and completely loses power. And this virtually kind of tells you at the end of the day, when you look at the accumulated amount of power, what this wind turbine does and how inefficient its blades are. The GOEs behind there track the wind beautifully. There we go. She just turn it. It might even do a 360. Sometimes it just goes around, does a 360 for the day, or no wind power for the day. And there you go. And this one here, you can see that's made 44 watt hours, which is not much, but it's still something. Here we are on a fairly big wind day, or getting good wind today, like up to 45 kilometres an hour, and you can see we're in a bit of a lull there at the moment. And the one with the standard blades, it just does that all the time, eh? It just walks off to one side. The ones with the aluminium GOEs on are tracking the wind fairly nicely. My position, I get not really clean wind, you could say, but because I do have troubles with, you know, some trees. You can see over here, if I pan across, there's one tree and some other trees around here, but coming back, but it's fairly open. There it is there, it's side onto the wind again. The GOE's been basically peaking at over 2 kilowatts today, where the standard blades just haven't been able to kind of get there, even in this wind strength, which is peaking at 10, 12 metres a second. Well, there's a bit of a good gust coming through there. You see one blade starts to spin backwards. That means it's going a hell of a lot faster than the other blade. And you can see it trying to furl, like he's getting pushed around into the wind. There it goes. The other one just flips off to one side. And yeah, here we are. This is the logging screen. I just had to refocus and start the camera again, so I'll try and get so you can see the screen. You can see that's the GOE there. It's just bumping around off 920 watts. It's punched out 1.78 kilowatt hours for the day, which is 1,780 watt hours, and sitting on around 340 RPM and 20 kilometres an hour of wind. That's the graph here. You can see if I can see my finger. That's all the plotting shows you basically during the day the power curve on the graphing screen there. And over here, this is the one with the standard blades, where it's struggling. It just can't even get up into the 2 kilowatt range, which is up over here. And if I look at there now, and you'll see that the total output for the day, which is identical to it, is 801 watt hours, which is virtually half the amount, which is what I said with these. In the high wind, the GOEs put out twice the amount. And the history, and there we go. That's what you get, and basically see that's a lot of logging and a lot of kind of time goes into trying to tune these up to the best I can. New controller fitted over in the where my all the batteries and controls and the grid feed is, but we're punching up over 10-12 meters a second today, and the Oswind wind generator, she's been hitting through 2 kilowatts, no worries at all. Other one's having a bit of a struggle at the time, again with its blades and the way it kind of follows and tracks the wind and keeps yawing and carrying on. So this is the controller. As you can see, it's got a little tap screen function here. You just tap it and it brings it on, probably because the dump load's on at the present time, and you can just scroll through all your settings there. All your connections are down here, and then down below here we have the dump load. That's got the cover off it. Ooh, nice and warm there this morning. But I suppose then we can go back over and we can have a look at the controls, what's going on in here. And you can see there we go, 2 kilowatts, yes. And as you can see, you can compare to what's going on. Even though you can see all the red peak line there, that's the Oswind modified 2 kilowatt compared to the standard one, which is this. All these red dots all over the place is the way that the controller is pulse width modulating the dump load when you get to battery voltage, because the Oswind turbine, the 2 kilowatt, she's pushing the battery volts up, and you can see it there sitting at 59. So the other one will be basically in a dump. You can see there, like, you can see the little turbine symbol spinning around, and you might see that one there coming on. That's the first stage. It is actually pulse width modulating the dump load to try and keep the battery voltage. Now the dump load will be on permanent, big gust of wind, 60 volts, and so it's now on permanent. So at the 58 volt mark on this 48 volt system, it comes on and it's trying to basically slow the turbine down, and then as it drops back down out of that range, I'll just give it another tap there, it lights the screen up, and then we can scroll through. Of course, no amps because it's not reading amps. Not a bad little package. You've got on the side there, you've got your turbine brake to be able to stop the turbine. Probably not on days like today, you wouldn't do that because it's all being controlled. All your connections under here, and in here, I haven't done it as yet, we can connect in a computer. And if I get onto the screen, I can basically, if you click on the boxes in this login program, it'll bring up the maximum for what the day is. So that's 2,339 watts there. And I'll go across to the other one, the standard 2 kilowatt with its blades. It's done no better than a kilowatt.